now it is my honor to welcome a true legend. José Massó is the longtime host of WBUR's Con Salsa, a cultural icon and a tireless advocate for Latino communities in Boston. This event is named in his honor, and we get to hear from the man himself. José, welcome to GBH News
Thank
Rooted.
you so much, Paris. It's my honor to be with you this
Well,
afternoon.
it is an honor to have you. And this event bears your name, Embrace Massó. First of all, did you know that was going to happen? Did you have a premonition about this?
Not at all. I will tell you, when they put this for my consideration, I was baffled. I said, really, you want to do this? And then they explained why. And obviously, the reasoning behind it made sense. But I'm honored that they would think of me in this way, that they will uplift and amplify my role as being one of the folks that has been, recognized in the Freedom Plaza along the Embrace Monument, and that my program is being honored the way it's being honored after 50 years of doing it on the air.
And tell me a little bit about what Hispanic Heritage Month means to you personally.
Well, for me, it's an important moment because I believe more so, when I started the program 50 years ago, I was a bilingual teacher in the Boston Public Schools. And it was my wife, Divina, who just recently said to me, José, they're celebrating 250 years of this country. You've been 1/5, 20% of that history has been your history as far as doing this program. And it started during busing in the Boston Public Schools. So the fact that busing was happening when I first started teaching bilingual education to kids, most of them coming from Puerto Rico, were just navigating for the first time this new culture and new language, gave me an opportunity then to really uplift and amplify our roots as a way of giving them a strong sense of identity, so that therefore that route that they were taking, that journey of assimilating what it was to be a part of this great country, would be smoother for them, right? And so Latino Heritage Month is one in which we get to celebrate our traditions, our culture, our history, but also all that we have done for this country in particular from all parts of society, be it serving in the military, being academians, being doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, whatever we have done that has helped this country move forward during these 250 years, this is an opportunity for us to do so in community. So that's what makes it so special for me.
Absolutely. And José, you've said time and time again that you are a proud Afro-Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Why is it so important to acknowledge both of those identities for you?
Well, I come from a very proud Afro-descendant family from Puerto Rico, so we acknowledged right from the beginning as I was growing up that we were Puerto Rican. That's my nationality. Same time, we acknowledged that our roots were African. That's our race, so that is who I am as a racial figure. And so merging those two things, right, my nationality being Puerto Rican, my race being as Afro-descendant, meant that I had to embody what that meant as an Afro-Boricua, an Afro-Puerto Rican, an Afro-descendant. And that makes me, proud of those roots, proud of that heritage, proud of everything that that represents. And I want to make sure that I model that for the, I started as a teacher so that my students would feel comfortable and be able to model, hey, look, I am Afro-descendant, but I'm also Puerto Rican or Dominican or Honduran, wherever they came from, that they could feel pride in having that nationality, but at the same time having that racial construct, right? And at the same time, feel that they could be part of this great country, because this great country represents all of that as well.
And in the context of the U.S. here, and thinking about all that Embrace Massó and Con Salsa represents, how can music build solidarity between Black and Brown communities?
Oh, my goodness. Well, there's always been, there's a social power in music and the spoken word and in art in general. And they've always said, jazz is the international language. I think music is the international language in the sense that it connects everybody, right? It doesn't matter what language you speak. And when I first heard Latin music, I was 6 years old in Japan, of all places.
What?
6 years old. Even though I was born in Puerto Rico, raised there my first 5 years, my father, who was in the United States Army, as many of his compatriots were from Puerto Rico, was transferred to Puerto Rico. And we heard a Cuban band called Pérez Prado, who was very popular at the time. Mambo No. 5 and Cherry Pink and all these songs. And when we went to that concert, I still have the program, Paris. If you come to my house, I'll show it to you.
I would
still
love
have the
to see
program,
it.
autographed by Pérez Prado. And the audience, majority were Japanese. The next group were American soldiers dressed in their uniforms. And my dad took my mom, my sister, and my brother and I to this concert. And it was so impactful to hear the music, but to see this multi-diverse group of people enjoying Latin music being sung in Spanish, of all things, right? And so I think music has always been the bridge for different ethnicities, cultures, and languages, no matter what it is, right? You can go to Japan and you're going to hear a Japanese group singing in Spanish. You can go to Japan and be a Cuban pianist like Gonzalo Rubalcaba or the late Eddie Palmieri and perform, and the majority of people there, of course, are going to be Japanese and are going to love what you're doing. And so I think music is what bridges us together, and then if you add on top of it spoken word of these great poets, and then art that goes along with it as an expression of who we are in culture, then you've got all the ingredients to really create a community at that moment in time.
Mm-hmm. You know, it strikes me that we're in this moment where Bad Bunny obviously is doing so much for the nation of Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. And what does it mean for you to see him rallying younger Puerto Ricans, younger Latinos, younger music lovers of all ages, ethnicities, and nationalities in the way that he is?
I love it, but you know why I love it, Paris? Is because he's using his agency and his platform to educate people, to inform people, to mobilize people. And by that, what I'm saying is to educate people about Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico is about the situation of Puerto Rico as a colony of the United States. Educating and informing them in such a way that they're actively participating, using their agency to move the country forward, right? Not to stand still and wait for somebody else to make it move. They're doing it on their own. They're creating sustainability on their own. He's using his platform as a way of bringing pride to who we are, but also doing it in a way that you can feel like we can do this. We are not, you know, subservient to another group deciding how we're going to have our future decided for us. We are going to be the ones who are going to take the reins as how we're going to. And he's using music and dance in all forms and genres of Puerto Rican music embedded in what he's doing, right? So he's got trap, he's got rap, he's got reggaeton, he's got salsa, he's got bomba, he's got plena, he's got folkloric music, he's got it all. And then the other thing is he's invited other stars to join him.
Yeah,
right?
and paying homage to all of this musical lineage that came before him. All these
great people are joining him on stage. And, you know, and I'm cognizant of the fact that we're celebrating our festival the last weekend of his 30-day residency in Puerto Rico. So for me, it's so like the bookends, right? What he's doing in Puerto Rico is what we're trying to do here in Boston as far as 4 days of festival. We're doing, you know, Via Victoria with dancing salsa at sunset. We're doing Friday, the Latino Heritage Month Festival in East Boston. Then we're doing the Embrace Massó Salsa International Music Festival on Saturday, and then Salsa in the Park in Cambridge on Sunday. So it's 4 different celebrations as far as spaces and places, but they're all representing the connection that we have. Un solo pueblo, un solo ritmo, or one rhythm, one community, which is the theme for this year. You know, we're celebrating the fact that we're all coming together in this one rhythm of Latin music, and we're all coming together as one community.
I love that. Yeah. So before we wrap, I'm going to ask if you and I can come together. I know this isn't Puerto Rico. You may not be Bad Bunny, but I would love for you to teach me a few steps if you wouldn't mind.
Of course.
All right. Okay, well, let's do it.
Happen. Yeah.
Okay, so can you show me a few basics?
First basic is clave. If you got clave, then you got rhythm. Ready? Ba, ba, ba.
Okay,
that's it. That'll keep you grounded. That'll keep you in rhythm. That'll keep you in beat. And then our steps are going to be very basic. Once the music starts, I'll lead you, I'll hold you, and we will do some good salsa dance.
Oh, I can't wait.
There
okay, I think I got it. Can we get some music? Okay. Hey!
Now I'm going to turn you around.
Okay.
Ready?
Ooh!
The other way. One more. Do a little hip swing there.
Okay, now.
All right.
That
all right.
part.
Here we go.
I can do.
Here we go again. One more. Again.
Woo!
And.
Ah! Excellent. Oh, well, thank you. This has been another edition of GVH News Rooted. I'm Paris Alston, and until next time, stay rooted, stay rhythmic, and stay tuned.